Less than a decade ago, buying the best exercise bike for the home was a simple affair. Did it have pedals? Check. And a couple of levels of resistance? You betcha. Did it have a seat with a bit of padding? And could it take your weight without collapsing? Hopefully. Then came the US launch of fitness juggernaut Peloton back in 2012. The UK had to wait patiently until 2018 for it to cross the pond, and the at-home cycling scene was completely revolutionized. Suddenly, the decision-making process surrounding the buying of an exercise bike became a lot more complicated. These days, there's a multitude of stationary exercise bikes on the market, each boasting a plethora of features that will make your head spin as well as your feet. But before you get bogged down in the finer details of whether your bike should have an LCD screen, built-in heart rate monitor, surround sound, and virtual fitness platform, might we suggest you first go back to absolute basics and decide whether your bike should fold or not. Because while it might sound silly now, choosing one of the best folding exercise bikes over a non-folding bike could just mean the difference between having a bike you use regularly or never using it at all. Because you know it's all about the space. Indoor cycling has never been more popular, and that's because it's a fantastic all-round cardiovascular workout that's low on impact, big on results, and suitable for people of all fitness levels, ages, and budgets. However, as with most pieces of home cardio equipment, exercise bikes aren't exact, so if you're short on space and you don't have the luxury of a spare room in your house or apartment to accommodate a big, solid piece of machinery, you'll need to think carefully about your bike's design, portability, and dimensions before making a purchase. Indeed, the need to create space-saving fitness equipment has never been more at the forefront of manufacturers' minds via mirror. Anyone. Now that brands have nailed other key areas of disadvantages hydration such as comfort levels, ease of use, and the effectiveness of interactive workout platforms, they're increasingly focused on making cleverly compact exercise bikes that can be folded away into a cupboard or shoved under the bed at a moment's notice and whipped out in a jiffy when you're ready to work up a sweat. But what if size isn't everything in your household? If you're still not sure whether to choose a solid non-folding bike or a space-saving folding model, keep reading for our breakdown on the advantage and disadvantages of both. Folding XTERRA. The advantage and the most obvious pro of a folding exercise bike is that it can be folded down, usually to half its fully erected size, or less, so it can be easily stored without taking up too much space. Perfect when you don't have much of it to spare. This means you can leave it standing in your front room or bedroom on days when you're happy to walk around it, or hide it away from prying eyes when visitors call at short notice. Folding exercise bikes also tend to be much lighter in comparison to non-folding bikes, and often come with built-in wheels and handles for easy transportation. That said, make sure to examine the dimensions of any potential purchase carefully, and get out your tape measure to ensure it will fit into the intended hidey hole or space when folded down. Otherwise, its entire purpose will be defeated. Non-folding XTERRA bike. The advantage and disadvantage. If you're looking for an exercise bike that's sturdy, stable, and unshakable, a non-folding model will beat folding design, hands down. That's because the frame will be made from a single piece of metal, meaning there'll be no joints to compromise its structure. Fewer parts also mean less chance of things breaking, and putting it together will be much simpler. 2. However, that robustness does come with a price, and we're not just talking about the higher cost. Non-folding bikes tend to be bigger, bulkier, and much heavier, so once they're in place, they're there for good unless you have another pair of hands available to help you move it. There's no hiding or disguising a non-folding bike once you have it installed, although they do make excellent clothes horses and towel racks. If you're serious about your cycling, looking to buy a bike that will offer you lots of variety and many levels of resistance to take your fitness to new heights, or you need a model that can withstand a lot of punishment, you'll want to invest in a non-folding bike. However, you should only buy one if you know you have enough space to accommodate it comfortably. Why? Because once you've bought it, you will have to look at your bike and negotiate its bulk and many sticky out bits day in, day out. The danger is that if it gets in the way where you stub your toe on it once too often, you will end up hiding it away somewhere to gather dust. Never move it back again, and you won't use it. The result? A big waste of money and no improvement in your fitness levels. But if you're short on space, or you want a bike you can use a few times a week to help you clock up your recommended amount of weekly aerobic exercise, and then put away and forget about until next time, a folding exercise bike is the one for you. Thank you everyone for watching us till the end. It would be a great pleasure for us if you are a little help with this video. Comment us below.